So want some fun while offline? Don't worry, you are at the right place. Cause in this episode you will find top 10 best offline games of the month for mobile devices. So stick with me and subscribe this channel for more content like this, and don't forget to ring the bell. And without further ado, let's get started. So we're starting off at number 10, Infinite Tanks World War II. See, the game features an original car-driven tank building system. You can play with your favorite tanks from World War II and create the ultimate fighting machine by assembling a brand new hybrid. The combination options are virtually endless and allow you to tune every vehicle to your liking and playstyle, and then take your war machine to battle in open environments inspired by historical battle locations. The game features single-player campaign with 12 missions, and also you can compete in 7 vs 7 online multiplayer matches. And there are 2 factions to choose from. The graphics looks good and the gameplay is dynamic, although the Unreal Engine 4 doesn't smell very much. The gameplay is quite typical, like you ride across locations in a third person and destroy enemy tanks, and if you get knocked out, you can restore your armor. Moving on to number 9, The Unexpected Quest. This one is an adventure game with strategy and management elements. The game also offers interesting quests and hidden objects that will entertain you for several days. You can do many stuffs like build things, participate in battles, use magic items and brew potions. So a whole world will open before your eyes, and there are some cutscenes, which is great and pretty helpful to understand the game context. So the game features 8 chapters and 5 to 10 hours of play and 45 plus various items. Also the game offers 15 achievements to complete. So overall this is a fun game which offers decent graphics and pretty cool environments. And don't forget to like this video without any hesitations. So on number 8, Tower Hunter Aegis Trial. This is a 2.5D side-scroller game with excellent graphics and an exciting gameplay with full of adventures and battles. The main character of the game having concluded a very controversial deal with powerful heroes and found herself in a life loop. So any death of a girl returned her to her original position in space, and that's just her skills and experience that remain with her, which coupled with finding loot and installing amplifier chips that allows you to get a little further each time. The project will certainly appeal to everyone with exception, especially for fans of the Asian style of drawing characters. So overall it's a great side-scroller adventure game with decent controls. And if you want to be amazed, then a sub to the channel would be momentous. On number 7 of the list, Tuning Goleta. This one is a racing game where you can customize your classic car from the 80s and 90s. So obviously you can change wheels, suspensions, colors and even windows glasses. And in addition to equipping and improving the car's performance, you can use to drive it in a racing circuit or an open world city. So overall it's a great racing game with decent graphics and good controls, and feel free to follow me on social platforms, links in description. And on number 6 is Tarina. It's a game where you play a robot and fight various bosses in arena. And these battles are really hard, I mean really hard. So you will die again and again in the wave before you defeat the boss. And the process is sometimes so much painful, but when you really beat them, because after several deaths, you will begin to understand the boss's fighting methods. So after beat them, it would bring unprecedented happiness to you. And if you ever played Dark Souls or Sekiro type games, then you know what I mean. Personally, I really like this game. It's full of challenges. Of course, death is inevitable, which is the fun of the game. And there is a problem that it says some error at the starting of the game, but to solve this, you will need to open the game without any internet connection. And after that, you can play the game easily. Moving on to number 5, World War II Reborn. This is a FPS shooter game where you are a network shooter in the setting of the Second World War, where authenticity meets certain funny elements that dilute the dynamic and dangerous game world with bright colors. And there are several factions to choose from, like a bunch of weapons of corresponding historical period and modes with different aspects, as well as the game offers a set of maps. But before that, you can have an exciting time in the story campaign and to get used to the management and get acquainted with various aspects of the gameplay. Overall, it's a great FPS shooter with beautiful graphics and cool effects and much more that will certainly captivate any fan of this category of environment. And on number 4, War is Samantha. This is a platformer adventure game where you have to try to find Samantha, and here you will play as a piece of cloth named Georgie, who has just discovered the loss of the love of his life. So now you will go in the shoes of Samantha, at the same time putting things in order in this bizarre world. You will have to cope with 45 hand-drawn levels which are full of difficult tasks. And they also contain a good portion of humor. So overall, it's a great game which offers a cute and comedic story in the style of a collection short stories about two scraps of fabric who want to reunite. On the third number of the list, The Little Fox. This is a non-stop runner game for your beloved. The Little Fox is the first runner of its type on a hexagonal field. So players will run through 13 fairy tale planets, passing icy cliff and volcano craters, finding your way through a dog or a dark cave. And the gameplay is superb easy but hard to master. Just 2 taps, like on the left side of the screen to turn left and on the right to turn right. And it obviously provides a full freedom for moving through the game world. And the best part is the background music, just a selection of unique tracks which written with the specifics of each setting in mind that provides complete immersion in the game's atmosphere. So on number 2, In My Shadow. This is a platformer game where you manipulate shadow to create paths through a level. The game follows a young woman who is reflecting on her childhood and her memories of household members like the dog, her brother, and her parents. From these shadow levels where you need to navigate to the loved ones and the protagonist is thinking about. You do this by starting each level in a kind of build mode. There is a room with a few pieces of furniture that you can move around to change the size, shape, and position of the shadows they cast on the walls. Your goal is to arrange these shadows to allow the shadowy avatar to be able to jump and avoid obstacles that can get them to the other side of the room. So overall, it's a great puzzle platforming game that is really satisfying through all the way to the finish. And finally, at the top of the list, Alien Isolation. This is a kind of like a Metroidvania. You explore the station and find tools to unlock and explore new areas, and the only difference is that as you are trying to puzzle out what happened and escape, and you are also being pursued anyway. And if you are crafty, though, you can pit the xenomorph against hostile groups of survivors and both will fight each other. Alien Isolation is a good game to adapt for mobile since you don't actually need a lot of buttons to move and curse, which is most of what you will doing. This version features a simple on-screen button layout, like you can hold the weapon button to craft and equip items quickly, and tap the flashlight to light things up, and tap the bullet button to swing your range. Also, there is a gamepad support and vibration feedback. Overall, it's an evolutionary game on mobile devices. So that's all for today. Just tap on the like button if you find a game to play, and smash the subscribe button if you like this video, and also you can press the bell icon for all notifications. We'll catch up in the next one, so be amazed and happy gaming!